Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We were away for a few days because of some tournaments in Ramadan. And the timing in Ramadan is a bit late. The tournament starts at 9:30 in the evening, so that's 1:30 in the Philippines. So that's too late to actually make a video afterwards. And I was just quite tired also after the games. Okay, yesterday we had a decent result in the Sharjah International Blitz Championship, where I almost got first place, but it was a draw in the last round against Yakoboev. If I won that game, I could have maybe clinched first place, but it wasn't meant to be. So Yakoboev won the tournament. Second place was Virel Yudachesco, all GMs. Third was Sindarov. Yeah, these are up and coming grandmasters, young grandmasters from Uzbekistan. And okay, in one of the games in round number five, I played the second seed of the tournament, the number two player from Egypt, Ahmed Adly. Okay, this was an important game because in the rapid event a few days back, I lost to Adly in Dubai, in the Dubai Rapid. So this is some sort of a revenge. Yeah. All right, let's go through the game. I was white, so I started with c4 with the English. He went for e6. Knight c3, d5. I played e3, knight f6, knight f3. Okay, he went for b6. Okay, so we now have this the transposition to the Queen's Indian, yeah, with this pawn on b6. Takes on d5, takes on d5, d4. Bishop b7, bishop d3, knight into d7, queen c2. All right, he played a6 here. Now let's take a look at one of the games in the FIDE Grand Prix between Isapenko and Aronian. In that game, the bishop was on b4, then bishop into d2, right, and then after castles, Aronian had this knight g5 idea against Isapenko, if you remember that game. Yeah. G6 was played and some H4 ideas. There was rook to E8, yeah, and then H5. This bishop went back to F8. Yeah. Okay, and then Aronian had this sacrifice and won a beautiful game. Yeah. Okay, so going back to our game, he played A6, stopping any threats on B5, bishop into D2. Okay, I'm showing my intention. White can castle here on the queen side. I also have the option to castle king side, so just checking what he does. He went for bishop d6, I castle queen side. He played queen e7. Okay, he was worried about castling king side here because if he castles, I would go for g4 here. Okay. Although he has rook e8 and probably knight g5. If he goes h6, then I have h4. This was my intention in the game. Because if he takes the knight on g5, I'll just go f3. Yeah, not allowing knight e4. And then later on, if let's say he takes on g5, I could go rook takes h4. This rook goes to h1. Especially in blitz, yeah, complicated games. It's actually working in blitz, yeah, because the opponent has less time to look for the precise defense. All right. Okay, so he went for queen to e7, king to b1, knight into e4, bishop c1. I want to keep my dark square bishop. That's an important bishop later in the game. He can also castle queenside. Rook hf1. I have to protect this pawn first on f2 because I didn't want this knight on e4. Right? It's annoying that outpost on e4. So I'm trying to move it away with drive it away with f3. And for f5, okay, knight into b3. Although it was also possible to go f3 here. If knight takes c3, maybe capture with a pawn. Yep. And if he goes g6 to protect the f5 pawn and then push e4. This could have been interesting also. Well, anyways, let's go back. Knight to b3. He played g6 to protect f5. Sorry. Okay, now h3. I want to break that pawn on f5. So rook c8, g4. He went for c5. Knight d takes c5. Knight takes c5. Takes on f5. Takes. Okay, this is my target now. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, takes on f5. Sorry, after g takes f5, I went for f3. Knight g3, bishop takes f5. Rook cf8. Alright, I got a pawn. Sacrifice the exchange. In faster time controls, you can go for this one. You just go for tactics. Takes on f1, takes on f1. Bishop into e5, so he's trying to take my knight, defending. My knight was defending f5, so removing the defender, yeah. So rook to d1, queen into f6. Now the threat is my f5 bishop. I took the pawn, so no matter what happens, I get a pawn and play from there. So taking d4, knight into e6, bishop d3. Takes d4, queen h2. I want to keep both pawns. He played king a7, now f4, right? So the bishop is protecting that one. My bishop is also here, so I can push it up. Play knight e6 f5, right? Knight c5, bishop c2. I still believe that black is slightly better here, of course. Then for rook d8, bishop f4. Now I'm threatening bishop e5. He went for rook e8. Okay, I'm also threatening bishop g5. He went for d4, bishop g5. He played queen d6. Queen f2. It was also possible to capture actually here. Rook takes d6 and probably b4. Yeah, this could have been interesting, I guess. If the knight goes back to d7 and then a move like bishop f4, because if the rook moves, I have rook takes on d4. Yeah, so maybe knight e5 here and then rook e1. So these two bishops plus the two pawns should be good for white at least. But I wanted to keep my queen. Because the queen is more annoying, yeah, to give him some pressure, especially if he was low on time. He had seconds to play here. He played rook to d7, f6. Okay, that pass pawn, the queen plus the pawn. So in blitz, it's an important thing to pressure your opponent, yeah. Because the more the opponent sees pressure, the time also goes down, and it's where mistakes will come, yeah. Queen e5, knight a4. That knight is annoying. I have to get rid of that knight. I don't have any place for my knight as well. Although it was also possible to play f7 and maybe bishop f6, hitting the pawn on d4. I'm not too sure. All right, for knight a4, you went for d3, bishop b3, queen d2, queen g1. Again, keep the queen. Rook c8 takes. Okay, finally. Without the knight, I was happy. Now I have that pawn. Went back. Bishop e3. I think here bishop h6 was possible. But what was I worried about here? I think I was worried about d2, I guess. Sorry. Bishop h6, d2. And if let's say I promote to queen, he will go queen d3 check. Yep. If king a1, rook takes f8, bishop takes f8, and then bishop f3. So I wasn't happy about this position. So I was like, okay, the pawn is ready on f7. It will give pressure. So I went back to e3. Okay, king. Rook d2 first, or else he will have this forward attack with d2. Queen into f3. Bishop takes b6 check. King b7. Bishop a5. Now I'm threatening queen to b6 here. He went for king a8. A3, it's important to at least give space for the king. No matter what happens, their king has to be safe. Yeah. Although I'm keeping an eye on my pawn on F7. Yeah. That will be my important pawn for the win. Yeah. Okay, went for bishop d5. Okay, I played queen b6. Maybe not the best. Rook f2 should win, I guess, here. Queen e4 now I can promote right here. Because if d2, I have king a1. He doesn't have rook check because of the pin. Yeah. Because if queen e1 here, this queen takes, I have my bishop over here. Take. Okay, but queen b6 also was pressurizing. He was thinking maybe if I will capture here and take the rook, right? Then I can promote. So he went for rook c6, and now this tactical bishop d5. He cannot capture with the queen here because I have a promotion, which is just winning. And if he captures with a rook, it blocks the queen from protecting c6. So I also have queen takes c6. And it's going to be mate, yeah. If king a7 here, there's bishop to b6, queen c7, and queen a7 mate, or queen c8, for example. Okay, he went for queen. Sorry, he went for queen f1, king a2, rook takes d5, queen takes c6, king a7. I just took the rook, yeah. Although it was already mate with bishop b6 again, king to b8, and then queen c8. Yeah. Okay, so this was round number 5. It was a critical game. I won, so I won 5 out of 5. I lost to Adly. He got in 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 the Dubai Rapid 2 days back, so it was a sweet revenge for me. There were some mistakes. It's understandable in a faster time control, but the important thing is that win. Yeah, finally I get over the hump with this fifth round. Yeah, almost. Okay, I lost in the fifth 2 days back. I also lost to Salam Saleh the other day in the Rapid, which is very disheartening because Salim Saleh won the tournament in the Rapid, yeah, and I lost in the penultimate round. So that was also very. So for me, winning this game and getting into the top, at least in the top 4 of the tournament, was such a relief. Yeah. In the last game, by the way, I drew with Yakoboev. Yakoboev won the championship. Congratulations, a young grandmaster from Uzbekistan. There are 3 strong young grandmasters from Uzbek. We have, of course, Nordibek Abdusaturov, who just won the World Rapid, you know. And we had Sindarov. I lost to Sindarov here in round number 6. I lost 1 game. I had 7.5 out of 9 with a draw in the last round. The winner, Yakoboev, had 8. Yeah. All right, so that was it. So we were away for a few days because of this Ramadan tournaments. Later on, I will also play the Fujairah Blitz. So I will see you maybe tomorrow for another episode of the Ramadan Chess 2022. To thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for subscribing to Charles Max Chess and Charles Max Entertainment. And again, this is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.